How's it going there, YouTube? Jay's Cosplay Mayhem with another video, like I said I was going to be doing in my last video. And as you can tell in the title of this video, you know what this video is all about. Not because of the title of the video, but I mentioned I wanted to redo that particular video. And so here that video is. Again, there are several things behind it why I wanted to redo this video to begin with. One, obviously, my angle was bad. Not the best position I could have put the angle at and recorded that video out, but it's said and done. I can't go back now, but that's why I'm redoing it. And with that angle being bad as it was, my lighting was also bad. And after going back and after watching it, and I'm not really a big fan of going back and watching my video content, but with that, me going back and watching my video content allows me to how to better myself and to change things here and there throughout the channel, and the learning things with watching your videos. But so I went back and watched that video, and it was really hard to see, and I do apologize for that, but this is why I'm redoing that video and kind of discuss a few other things, not for the fact that what I mentioned in those in that video, just those things I'm going to be doing, but there's some other things I wanted to also be doing throughout the channel, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I said, obviously the angle was bad, and the lighting, with the angle being bad, the lighting wasn't the best, and it was really hard to see. A lot of kind of basic shapes. With obviously the angle being better, my setup, how I have it from my previous videos I've uploaded, you see my angle is better. And with that kind of being said, depending on the video I'm doing that day, whether it be upstairs here in the bedroom or downstairs in the basement, or in the garage, sorry, downstairs in the garage, I'm going to turn, my angles are going to vary from, it's like video to video depending where I'm doing it at. And I also want to play around the different angles that I'm able to get and use for you guys for those videos. And obviously lighting improved as well. Not just relying on the bedroom light or the natural lighting from my window. I actually got for Christmas actually a nice decent sized lamp. Not only is it a light and it's just a lamp, but it's also got a magnifying glass built into it. And what I'm really planning on using a lot for is to be anything I want to make things detailed and see a little more better as far as up close and to the particular item. I'm able to use that magnifying glass, but also with that, I want to use that magnifying glass to when I'm doing soldering to see a little more better. And with that lighting and the magnifying glass, how the setup is, it's going to help me do some soldering quite a bit and whatnot. But also, that being said, this lamp is also movable depending where you have it set up at. It can swing, get real close, up high, depending on where you have it set up at. It's pretty mobile, and that's a big plus and reason why I wanted that particular light, because the magnifying glass, the light, and depending how you have it set up, you can kind of move it wherever you want to, so depending where it's set up at. And I'm happy with how this setup and the lighting has become. Obviously, so it's going to vary, and I'm going to try to use that as much as possible with that light and whatnot. And another main reason why I wanted to redo this video was because I said I had different sides to the channel, and it's not even that at all by any means. It was never different sides actually. But when I was wanting to dress, when I wanted to do that video to begin with, I was thinking and reshooting video. I said sides, and I wasn't really all gun-ho about it to begin with, but I said I know I used it, but I just couldn't think of anything else to use besides saying sides, so I went with it. And I went with it, and obviously I posted that video, but it's not sides to the channel by any means. Like, it's not. It's there's just gonna be a lot, and a variety of things that's gonna be going on in the channel itself. So with the first thing is kind of what you kind of expect throughout the channel is, obviously I've showed you guys in some other videos I uploaded was EVA foam stuff. So like with the whole EVA foam, I'm learning. Like I said, I'm pretty decently experienced with EVA foam now. But as I keep messing with it, I'm going to get better and better and more experienced with EVA foam. and that's also a plus for me too, and a plus for you guys to kind of learn and whatnot. Besides other YouTubers are out there making a EVA foam stuff, but I'm going to be demonstrating how to make EVA foam per variety of things, whether it range from guns from a variety of different video games, animes, swords, obviously from, again, movies, animes, games, whether it be from decent sized swords or small swords, big guns, small guns, whatever it has to be. I'll be kind of showing you guys how to make those as well as small or daggers or any other prop accessory, depending on the particular cosplay I'm working on. If I want to make some small things besides just like the whole armor or whatever it has to be, I'll be showing you guys how to make the extra prop items, as well as obviously for my videos I've uploaded already armor. The whole, like, either range from a full bodysuit armor like an Iron Man cosplay, making that out of armor, or a Halo armor, or if you're depending on what kind of character you're doing from Gears of War, maybe a whole armor, like a whole gauntlet of armor on your legs, shoulders, thighs, all your arms is covered with armor, showing you guys how to kind of make stuff like that. Or rather be a half shell armor from like a front piece of armor or a back piece of armor. Kind of examples what I mean by front armor is the only thing I can think of. It's kind of still is the best thing I can think of is a gladiator style armor. It's usually a front piece only, how they wear and all that stuff. And then the back piece of armor, there's a variety of few, but I think I'm going to go with this one is a TMNT style, the shell in the back of it. That's kind of like what I'm talking about as far as a back piece of armor. Obviously, I can incorporate that back piece of armor, incorporate into a front small thin piece of armor in the front, and that could essentially be like a front like wearable armor. But it's more or less the majority of that armor piece is gonna be on your back, whether I do a front one and a back piece. But more or less it's gonna be a back piece if I'm gonna do. And TMNT also kind of depends on how I want to associate with doing a TMNT cosplay to begin with. So that's kind of the front and back pieces of armor. And another thing, what you kind of expect throughout the channel is steampunking in general, whether it be from steampunking Nerf guns, steampunking goggles, respirator masks, making like I said, steampunk respirator apparatuses, canes, walking canes, or messing around with goggles, like I said. And there's just a variety of things I want to do with steampunk things. More or less, it's going to be a lot of steampunk Nerf guns, but not just that. The Nerf guns itself. It's going to be a variety of things, as well as maybe a whole robotic arm steampunk style is what you kind of expect for steampunk things when I'm doing my steampunk stuff. And again, another thing I want to include with that steampunk stuff, but not only with the steampunk stuff, but I want to incorporate with throughout the whole channel. But it's kind of going to be probably going on a lot with steampunk stuff is a term called kit bashing. Now, the first time I heard that word kit bashing, I was actually watching a Adam Savage, his channel on Tested, which is a really good channel. If you don't, you can go and check it out. Just type out Tested on YouTube, and he has a variety of content out there. But he used that phrase when he was doing a Nerf gun rival modification, where he wanted the existing hopper that had on that rival was only able to hold like 100-some bullets, foam ball bullets, and he wanted to be able to hold more than just 100. I think he wanted to incorporate 1,000 bullets. So he made a magazine clip, and more or less he used that term and technique, kit bashing, and to add some things and accessories on that tank or the hopper itself. And when I'm watching that video, I'm like, wait, what did he say? And I wasn't quite sure and clear what he said at first, because I was like just so involved in the video I was watching. And I thought, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I thought he said kid bashing. So I had to rewind it to hear what he said actually. And again, the second time I thought I heard it, but wasn't quite sure on it. But I noticed, I found out kind of what the proper term was when I was suggested videos down below that video you're currently watching. There's suggested videos to watch. I seen that term that he said, kit bashing, in like a video. Not just only what Adam was, he has a video called kit bashing, but like a variety of other YouTubers using that particular thing in kit bashing and applying to different things. But what the term kit bashing, if you were to look it up on Google, it's going to give you a term kind of roughly saying something like this. And what it kind of means was it's using commercial existing kits, whether it be from, like I said, car kits, Gundam style modeling kits, planes, trucks, cars, helicopters, whatever kind of kits they're out there that you can buy, by using those to either use it to add it to existing models that you're working on in kits, or to apply it to whatever particular product you're working on at that particular time, and you use that. And kind of a little fun fact, and I really didn't know anything about it until Adam Savage actually told me in that video I was watching. If a lot of you guys are familiar with Star Wars movies, and obviously with the Star Wars movies, there's a variety of style spaceships in there. And actually, all those ships were designed by using the kit bashing technique and to create those particular spaceships. So that was a unique fact that I thought I'd tell you guys and let you guys know, that that's how those ships were created, by using kit bashing technique. And it's a really cool technique. And so if you're just to Google that, obviously trying to figure the kind of definition, kind of better understanding a little bit. But obviously looking at images, you're going to kind of get an idea of what it kind of is. And because a variety of those kits obviously have a variety of different shapes and different things out there, different pieces. And by just simply gluing those to whatever it happens to be, it makes it, in painting those as well. Like I said, painting those gives it something, whatever you're working on, or another model, different flair and technique, and your kind of personal touch, obviously, onto it. So I said I want to kind of incorporate throughout the whole channel, is using that kit bashing, is using it throughout the whole channel, and whatnot. But so it's probably going to apply a lot of that to when I do my steampunk stuff. If I happen to can't find anything in my collection, or going out there and I can't seem to, maybe I'm going to do some steampunk stuff, whether it be a variety of things like variety of those things like I mentioned. I can't seem to find something, and I want to do something a little different. I'm going to use that kit bashing technique and use it with that. And it's going to be a cool thing, and I want to learn and do with it. It's not really learn; it's just kind of toying with it and figure things out. And another thing, what you kind of also can expect in the channel as well, is obviously going through anime conventions and showing you guys the culture and the experience that each convention has to offer. And what I mean by each convention is the plans are to figure out when and how far these conventions around my area are, whether it be from like 6, 8, maybe possibly 10 hours away to go to a convention for a weekend, or when it happens to be. I like to show you guys the culture, and obviously going through and seeing other cosplays out there and showing people my cosplays that I work on for those conventions, or I've already have made. I want to show the other people that those cosplays, and also kind of experience, like I said, the tradition, what each convention has to offer, because with each convention, they may be overall about the same thing and kind of going and hanging out, experiencing conventions. But overall, each convention does something a little different than every other convention does, to obviously make people keep coming back, and obviously making that convention bigger and bigger every year. So they do stuff differently depending on the convention, and they experience that, but also kind of see different vendors I don't see normally, as far as the dealer's room and all that stuff goes. So I want to, this light is being annoying, but I said I want to kind of see different vendors, and maybe possibly buy different things, or purchase different artworks from different people that I see all the time going for the main conventions I attend right now. And so just doing that, for to experience that, and also trying to show you guys, and it kind of also up my convention list besides the two main ones I've already attended. I want to get the variety of conventions out there. And some other things you can kind of expect, I'm going to quickly name off, is I like to incorporate sewing as well, and sewing some of my cosplays and whatnot, and messing with styrene plastic. It's not something else. A variety of things. It's just another thing I want to use for material, more or less, for using styrene plastic and using that for whatever I want to make it out of. I've seen, said again, Adam Savage, Evil Ted from Evil Ted's channel, Punish Prop guys. Those guys mess with that. Buddy Cosplays also mess with some styrene plastic, and I want to kind of get familiar with it and kind of use it, incorporate with some of the cosplays and I'm working on and whatnot. So I just want to kind of turn around, mess with the styrene plastic, and then again eventually down the line to get a 3D printer, so I can 3D print things. And just because I'm going to eventually get a 3D printer does not mean I'm going to lean away from using styrene plastic. I want to just have a variety of tools and things available to me to be showing you guys, and things to learn to be messing with to make cosplay stuff in general. So just because that 3D printer I'm going to get later doesn't mean I'm not going to use styrene plastic. It's all going to depending on the cosplay, more or less, and then with that 3D printer. But then with the sewing aspect, what I mean kind of about that is, so there's Assassin's Creed cosplay I like to eventually do. When I do it, who knows? With time, I guess will kind of come, maybe in a couple more years. But more or less, if you guys know what Assassin's Creed is, you guys are familiar with it. Majority of the particular Assassin's Creed, what they wear is a lot of fabric. So like I said, I want to make Assassin's Creed cosplay. So I want to be able to sew all that stuff. And then plus when if I want to enter different cosplay contests at other conventions or my local convention that I go attend to, I'm able to enter those cosplay contests because I made a lot of I made a lot of that cosplay by hand making it instead of just going out and buying pre-made cosplay. Not saying there's nothing wrong with buying pre-made cosplays at all, because trust me, it's the nice handy thing that comes in handy. Not for all people who maybe are not skilled or have the knowledge or have the money to buy material and a sewing machine. I'm not saying it's expensive, but it can get expensive to be making cosplays. It's not a cheap hobby by any means. Like I said, if you don't have the time or maybe a last minute thing you hear about the convention you want to attend, so you buy a ticket and then they go, I want to do a cosplay. Well, buying those ready pre-made cosplays are obviously handy, and they come in handy at those particular times. And instead, I like to actually purchase a pre-made cosplay myself. Ideally, I like to buy a Deadpool cosplay for the most part. Now, was really kind of leaning on wanting to buy it and purchase it because at my local convention, and I'm going to have a feeling either convention you attend or go to, a lot of people are going to be doing a Deadpool cosplay. Nothing wrong with Deadpool cosplays, but everybody seems to do them, and I don't want to be that same old person doing another big cosplay. But I said, I'm a really big fan of Deadpool, and I'm a really big fan of this particular costume I wanted to buy, or I want to purchase, so I said I want to buy that. But anyways, just so whatever it has to be, like I said, whatever cosplay I'm working on at the time. If I want to make a jacket, or I want to make a pair of pants or something for that particular character that I'm cosplaying as, I want to be able to make it and I said enter the cosplay contest as well. But if somebody comes up and asks me about my cosplay, I can say that I've made this all handmade, and then turn around with that being said, I'll probably get a lot of compliments and saying how good job I've done making a lot of that stuff. And it's going to be a self-esteem thing too with making stuff, and the comments you may receive when hand making a lot of things versus just buying them. Because everybody can just buy it, but when you physically hand make something like the Gears of War armor or whatever cosplay it happens to be, it's more of a meaningful thing, and you get more compliments. And depending on, let's say, if you do something different, depending what that particular item is, like adding a few tweaks and touches besides what the Cosplay has and shows from what you've seen from the anime and the video game. Like I said, my Gears of War cosplay. There's some things I've already watched a video on that I incorporate personally, put my personal touches onto it to make it a little more different from everybody else's weapon they happen to make. And that's another thing. When you make something, you put your own personal touches on it. Versus, I could have bought a Gears of War gun, like a Nerf gun style Gears of War gun. But yeah, somebody else can buy it and have the exact same one, and it's not going to be any different from that somebody else's. And when you make something like that, you put your own touch on it, and it's going to stand out from that bot Lancer. So that's what I mean by sewing. And so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. And obviously don't forget to hit that like and comment and subscribe button, and hit that bell button so you guys get notified into when I post up videos. And again, I'm also going to be posting the Instagram down below, so you guys get notified when I post videos again. I just kind of got to get familiar with it and posting it. But definitely overall happy with this redone intro to the channel video. And instead of, again, talk about things, I didn't mention that one, and kind of talk in more detail about some things in here and there, and some other things I want to do throughout the channel and whatnot, and kind of get a better understanding a little bit. Plus the lighting. Obviously I didn't show you guys anything in this video, but just talking about it. And plus I've already showed you guys some things I've already started making. And so keep an eye out. All right, look out for my next video, maybe possibly this weekend. We'll see kind of where the weekend kind of takes us. But so keep out for those videos. Maybe I'll start doing some Wednesday editions videos. So either keep out for look out for next week, or sometime this weekend for another video. I'm not quite sure what that next video is going to be, but it's got to be something here with something. Don't know what it's going to be, but yeah. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video and the remaking of this intro to the channel video. So like I said, hope you guys all liked it and have a kind of more overall better understanding, kind of some things what to expect throughout the whole channel. And there is no more sides, so that's one thing I'm kind of really happy about, is there's no sides. It's just a variety of things I'm going to be doing throughout the channel, and I'm really happy about that too. So see you guys next time, and don't forget to hit that comment, or hit that like and comment and subscribe button, and it allows me to knowing you guys doing that allows me to keep making videos for you guys, and obviously eventually getting the ball of rolling and making tutorials out there, which I will do this year. It's still kind of early in the new year, but like I said, I gotta get those videos out there. So keep an lookout for my next video, and I hope to see you guys next time.